G'day guys, how are you? We're at the beginning of day four. Sorry, we're at the beginning of day 4, and yeah, we're on track. Last night I was at the end of day 3. I was very close to having a slip up. I'd sort of stayed up for an extended period of time. It was fairly late at night, and I was just so hungry. I was thinking, just one thought led to another. I'm thinking, oh, what if I just had one walnut? Oh, maybe just a slice of dried mango. Or maybe a packet of noodles. This, that, and the other. And what I ultimately decided on was having some Metamucil. Now, just a large drink of Metamucil and 2 heaped tablespoons of basically psyllium husk, which is a digestive drink and described as an intestinal broom. Now, probably the contrast between intermittent fasting and longer fasts is that I don't recommend longer fasts to anyone. I'm currently on a longer fast, and where we start to, I think, with fasts go beyond what. Look, there's great benefits, and you've got to do your own research before you enter into a long fast. I'm trying to do a long fast at the moment, just for health and mental reasons, and yeah, it's not something that I'd sort of recommend, but what I highly recommend is intermittent fasting. Now, this is my second fast, and just I've got some gross details about the 2 contrasting fasters in relation to bowel movements, so stool. So if you're not comfortable with that, don't watch this video. But the first fast I did, I ate mandarins. I'd probably have 2 mandarins a day and plenty of water. And at night, I'd also have a can of vegetable soup. Now, my bowel movements were regular, as they always seem to be on a fast, but in contrast to the second fast that I've been on, that was strictly a lemon and water fast. And what I noticed is the bowel movements still aren't as regular. They happen every day, but it's more of a explosive type of liquid stool, and it doesn't smell like a normal stool would, and it's very sort of greenish yellow in colour, but that's just the liquid that it's carried in. The sediment, like, it just looked like soil at the bottom of the toilet. It didn't look like stool. It was like what I could only imagine it was. It's just like all the rubbish from the lining of your intestines. That's what it looked like. It looked like if you've mopped the floor and it's been dirty, then you've poured the bucket into the toilet, and then there's sediment at the bottom. That's what it looked like. So, and when it came on, it sort of came on, fairly urgently. So, yeah, and it certainly had its own sort of unique and foul smell to it as well. But enough of that grossness. I'm very happy today. I'm in the 103s, which is I just feel great about it. There's a visible difference to how I look in the mirror, and there's a considerable difference to how I feel just about myself, and just my level of optimism, and yeah, just my sort of outward perspective. I think a lot of it is tied to your body, and increasingly so in this day and age where the standard has risen for body image. The standards have risen so high. Now it's not just enough just to be fit and in shape, or go to the gym and work out. Now there's steroids, testosterone, all this sort of business. So yeah, look, I'm feeling good, and yeah, I'll probably go for a bike ride today. Now, what I'd like to talk about in this video is intermittent fasting, and it probably dates back, as I've spoken about in earlier videos. It's the frequency in which we evolved to eat. Now, if we look at hominids, like sort of the walking upright, sort of human-like creatures, they've been on this earth for its guesstimated for around 85 million years. Now, if we look at how long we'd been eating sort of the meat-based sort of paleo-style diet, it's estimated there that we've been doing that for about 2.5 million years. Now, certainly there would have been, pressures. Our intelligence, grew to the point of, allowing us to hunt this, that, and the other. Food shortages, your territory, you probably needed to find more calorie dense food. And yeah, as we pushed out of those sort of tropical regions, where there was probably abundance of fruit and insects and things like that. Now, once again, I spoke about that, we would have eaten everything that we can get our, little hands on. And importantly, it would have been the frequency at which we ate. Now, I believe that we would have perhaps, come across the fruit tree in our particular area that we roamed, and we would have stripped it bare. And whatever was seasonal, that's what we'd probably focus our energy on for that day. Now, we would have expended as little energy as possible. Okay, we would have only expended as much energy required to get that food and survive each day. So much in the same way, sort of, you see lions, they'll kill something and then they'll eat that, and then they'll just might lounge around for a day or two. I believe it would have been very similar. We would have sort of probably been sort of foraging sort of, throughout the day. And then when we hit that, that payload, if we were lucky enough, it would have been just, let's just relax and, develop our social networks and things like that. And, so what's important about fasting is, or intermittent fasting, is the frequency. Now, there's various types of intermittent fasting that you can do, and that would be perhaps a 16-hour fast. You can do when you sleep. That's a fast, and that's why they call it breakfast in the morning, because you're breaking that fast. But what they're perhaps suggesting is that you extend that period for as long as possible. Now, another method, whereas you don't sort of have to consciously eat, or don't have to consciously fast every day, because I don't think sort of as long as you incorporate it into your weekly routine at some point, I think weekly or monthly routine, you're going to be healthy. Now, there's another particular type of fast, and intermittent fasting, where they talk about narrowing the window of food intake. Now, the way in which that works is, when you fast, what happens, let's say you go to sleep and you're in a period of fast, what the body does is, when you're sleeping, it triggers human growth hormone, okay? And what that's actually doing is to prevent the loss of weight, so to prevent the loss of protein, or the breaking down of proteins of the body. Now, bodybuilders, and the increase, you only have to look at intermittent fasting and see the types of figures on these thumbnails that, are all promoting intermittent fasting. Jurien Reuter would probably say that they're all on steroids, but, not everyone's on steroids. And, I'm a fairly big and muscly guy. I've been to the gym probably 20 times in my life, and yeah, like, I think there's a lot of these people would probably be, surprised that they're just natural, just eating a good diet. Now, what the bodybuilders are onto is intermittent fasting. And the reason for that is as I mentioned before, during the night, to prevent the loss of, breakdown of proteins of the body. The body, as long as it's like, if you have low sugar levels, it will produce, and you're getting enough sleep and you're not under stress, it'll produce human growth hormone. Now, if you do exercise immediately in the morning, you're going to capitalize on the elevated levels, or just the levels of human growth hormone in your body. Okay. Now, what the bodybuilders are doing is they're perhaps waiting till, whenever they do their workout. They may do their workout at 6 o'clock, and they won't eat till 6. Okay, or whenever they decide to do it. And what they've got then is elevated levels of human growth hormone. Okay, and they use that, and they use those human growth hormones to assist them with their bodybuilding, for their workout. But then they will, probably eat all that. They'll eat a very big dinner, and what will happen is, because the body's been in a state of fasting for 16 hours or so, the body's blood sugar levels have dropped, and the body's become very, very insulin receptive. So the food that you're going to put in, the body's really going to sort of take that in. It's going to, assist in aiding the repair of those muscles that you've broken down during that workout. So there's variations on that, and there's variations on intermittent fasting. Some people will just do exercise in the morning, before they have breakfast. Others will just narrow the window of time that they eat. They may only eat they'll have a later lunch, perhaps at around 1 or 2, and then they'll have their dinner perhaps around 6. So they're narrowing their window of food intake to a 4, 5, 6 hour period. And it's really up to you, whatever's going to be suitable to your life. And let's say you go to the gym twice a week. You could say, okay, well, I'm going to do an intermittent fast twice a week. There's so many ways in which you can do it, and it's really up to you. So I encourage you to look at you'll see the video of me singing with my kids on my, liked videos, or however it works. But you'll also see some of the videos that I like about fasting. And there's some experts there. You're only going to get bro science off me, and it's just regurgitating what I've seen on YouTube. But, in there you're going to, hear it from the experts. And, I just think it's the way to go, and it just makes sense, because it's no wonder when we eat a predominantly plant-based diet, which our ancestors ate, and we eat with the frequency that our ancestors ate, we evolved to eat that diet for over 80 million years. It is no wonder we return to optimal health when we embrace those types of diets. Now, just on that, fasting, and even intermittent fasting, it's like, I've said it in a video before, it's like a swimming pool. You don't want to be chucking food in that swimming pool all day. And if you chuck sausages in, fat, this, that, and the other, it's going to clog up the, body, clog up the system. If you put plant material in the pool, it's going to be cleaner for the pool, but, you don't want to be chucking that in all day either. So if you want to narrow the window in which the body has to deal with the food going in. Okay, that's probably enough on this topic. But intermittent fasting, the morning of day 4, feeling fantastic, and I'm on track, and I'm loving it. Great mental clarity, and I'm feeling excellent. I'm not feeling hungry. Okay, thanks.